You want to board what ship? First Officer Kazhtak chittered nervously, their antennae twitching in what their species' body language clearly showed as extreme concern. The human cargo vessel, Captain Verax replied with the casual indifference of someone who had clearly not done their homework. Their manifest shows minimal armament, just standard point defense systems. They're hauling luxury goods from Earth to the Centauri colonies. Easy prey. Captain, with all due respect, have you ever actually met a human? No, but I've read the reports. Class 12 Deathworlders, yes, but they're bound by galactic maritime law like everyone else. Their weapons have to be listed in their manifest. The captain waved one of their forearms dismissively. And this manifest shows nothing concerning. The bridge crew of the pirate vessel, Silent Stalker, exchanged worried glances. None of them had personally encountered humans either, but they'd all heard the stories. Stories that gave even hardened pirates pause. Stories that made experienced raiders consider a career change to something safer, like testing experimental FTL drives or wrestling Zenthari marsh beasts. Sir, Communications Officer Plutbul spoke up, their bioluminescent spots pulsing with anxiety. Perhaps we should consider the Rylaxian merchant vessel instead. Their cargo may be less valuable, but— Enough! Captain Vrax slammed two of their arms onto the command console. I'm tired of these superstitious fears about humans. They're just another spacefaring species, bound by the same laws as everyone else. Helm, plot an intercept course. We're taking that ship. As the Silent Stalker changed course to pursue the human vessel, officially registered as the Karen's Revenge, which really should have been their first warning, First Officer Kaztik made a mental note to update their resume. Assuming they survived the next few hours, the human ship was larger than the Silent Stalker, but its design was oddly plain. Most species decorated their vessels with proud markings, weapon arrays, or at least some aesthetic flourishes. The Karen's Revenge looked almost deliberately boring, like someone had taken a shipping container, strapped engines to it, and called it a day. Hailing the vessel now, Plutbul announced, their spots now barely glowing at all. Standard piracy declaration being transmitted. A few moments passed before the human ship's response came through. The voice that filled the bridge was disconcertingly cheerful. This is Captain Maria Rodriguez of the Karen's Revenge. I see you've declared your intent to board and pillage. How exciting. We don't get many pirates out here anymore. Mind if I patch this through to the crew lounge? They'll want to watch. The bridge crew of the Silent Stalker froze. That was not the standard response to a piracy declaration. Captain Verax recovered first. This is not a game. We are armed and will use force if necessary. Prepare to be boarded. Oh, of course, of course. Captain Rodriguez's voice somehow managed to sound even more delighted. We'll start warming up the welcome committee right away. By the way, do your environmental suits handle high temperatures well? Just curious. Before Captain Vrax could respond, their tactical officer spoke up. Sir, I'm detecting multiple heat signatures activating throughout their hull. They appear to be cooking something? Weapons charged, Vrax commanded, ignoring the strange readings. Begin boarding procedures. Show these humans we mean business. The Silent Stalker extended its boarding tubes, connecting with the Karen's Revenge's airlock. As the pirate boarding party prepared to breach, they could have sworn they heard music coming through the hull. Something with a lot of bass and what sounded like human laughter. The boarding party, led by Security Chief Graxtel, pressed against the airlock door. Breaching in 3, 2, 1. The door slid open with a pleasant ding, revealing a corridor that looked suspiciously like it had been hastily decorated for a party. A banner hung overhead reading "Welcome Pirates" in several galactic standard languages, complete with colorful streamers and what appeared to be small exploding papers that popped as they entered. This is a trap, Graxtel stated flatly. Oh, you think? Came a voice from behind them. The pirates whirled around to find their retreat cut off by a human wearing what appeared to be casual exercise clothing and holding a metal stick. Hi! The human waved cheerfully. I'm Lieutenant Jones, ship's recreational combat instructor. Behind you is Petty Officer Kumar, our yoga teacher. And somewhere in the ventilation system is Rex, but he's shy. You'll meet him soon enough. The pirates turned again to find another human holding what appeared to be a flexible mat rolled up under one arm. They were smiling in a way that made Graxtel's survival instincts scream. What is this? Graxtel demanded, raising their plasma rifle. Stand down or— The human with the metal stick, Jones, interrupted with a tut-tut sound. You really should have checked why our manifest doesn't list weapons. It's because according to human classification, these aren't weapons at all. This? They twirled the metal stick. Just sporting equipment. Kumar's yoga mat? Exercise gear, Rex's favorite chew toys, pet supplies, perfectly legal to transport without declaration. Although, Kumar added, unrolling their mat with a snap that made the entire boarding party flinch. It's amazing how effective sports equipment can be when you get creative. Wanna see? What followed was a masterclass in why humanity's classification of weapons differed so drastically from galactic standards. Jones demonstrated how a simple baseball bat could be used to redirect plasma bolts back to their source. Kumar proved that a yoga mat, when properly wielded, could wrap up even a four-armed opponent quite effectively. And Rex, when he finally emerged from the ventilation system, turned out to be a 100-pound German shepherd who took great joy in playing fetch with the pirates' weapons. Back on the bridge of the Silent Stalker, Captain Vrex was watching in horror as their boarding party's helmet feeds showed scene after scene of humans turning seemingly harmless objects into implements of cheerful destruction. "Sir," First Officer Kostek ventured, "perhaps we should withdraw." "Excellent suggestion." Vrex reached for the emergency disconnect controls, only to find them unresponsive. "What's happening?" "Oh, that would be me." A new voice came over their comms. "Chief Engineer Patel here. Hope you don't mind, but while you were watching our little demonstration up front, I had our maintenance bots redistribute some of your ship's systems. Amazing what you can do with a good set of tools, isn't it? Those aren't classified as weapons either, by the way." The pirates watched in mounting horror as their own ship's systems began responding to human commands. Somewhere, they could hear that damned music getting louder. "Now then," Captain Rodriguez's voice returned. "Let's talk about salvage rights, shall we? According to galactic maritime law, since you declared hostile intent and attempted boarding, we're well within our rights to claim the Silent Stalker as a prize. However, I'm feeling generous. How about we make a deal?" What kind of deal?" VRX asked, trying to maintain some dignity, despite the fact that their tactical officer was now watching a human juggle plasma cores like toys. "Simple. You and your crew take the escape pods. Don't worry, we've left those functional. And we'll consider this a practical demonstration of why it's important to read the fine print about human classification systems. We keep your ship, you keep your dignity. Well, what's left of it. And you get a great story to tell at whatever space bar you end up at. And if we refuse? Then Rex gets to show you his favorite game, Chase the Pirates. He's very enthusiastic about it. Aren't you, boy?" An eager bark echoed through the comms, followed by the sound of claws on metal. The decision, when put that way, was rather simple. As the escape pods launched from the Silent Stalker, carrying a thoroughly humbled crew of pirates, Captain Rodriguez made a ship-wide announcement. "All right, everyone. Excellent work. Special commendation to the Recreational Sports Department for their quick thinking with the tennis ball launchers. Engineering, outstanding job with those modified cleaning bots. And Rex, extra treats for everyone's favorite security system bypass specialist." She then sent a message to the Galactic Maritime Authority. Attempted piracy incident resolved through defensive use of sporting equipment, recreational gear, and one very good boy. Requesting salvage rights application forms. Also, permission to classify Rex's tennis balls as non-lethal deterrents. The pirates seemed very deterred. The story spread quickly through the space lanes. Soon it became common knowledge. If you're planning to raid a human vessel, check their cargo manifest very, very carefully. And if you see sporting goods listed, run! As for the Silent Stalker, it was refitted as a mobile recreational facility for the Earth Centauri trade route. They kept the name, though now it refers to Rex's favorite game of sneaking up on passengers to demand belly rubs. And somewhere in deep space, a group of former pirates tells anyone who'll listen about the time they learned why human ships don't bother listing weapons in their manifest. After all, when everything's a potential weapon, what's the point? "Have you seen the latest update to the Galactic Maritime Safety Guidelines?" Lieutenant Jones asked, casually juggling 3 deactivated plasma cores while Rex watched with rapt attention. Captain Rodriguez looked up from her datapad, where she'd been reviewing the Karen's Revenge's newly expanded recreational equipment manifest. The one about mandatory classification of human exercise equipment as potential shipboard hazards? I may have had something to do with that. It had been 3 standard months since their encounter with the Silent Stalker, and the story had taken on a life of its own. The security footage, especially the clips of Kumar demonstrating advanced defensive yoga techniques, had gone viral across the galactic networks. The resulting policy discussions in the Galactic Maritime Authority had been interesting. "Captain, to the bridge!" Chief Engineer Patel's voice came over the intercom. "You're going to want to see this." When Rodriguez arrived on the bridge, She found her crew gathered around the long-range sensors, watching what appeared to be a standoff between a massive Tiskatik battlecruiser and a small human vessel that looked suspiciously like a converted food truck. Is that the Flying Foodie? Rodriguez squinted at the display. Isn't that Jack Thompson's mobile restaurant ship? The very same, Patel confirmed. Apparently, the Tskatik demanded he hand over his secret weapon manufacturing facility. They scanned his kitchen equipment and concluded he must be running a military operation. Rodriguez pinched the bridge of her nose. Please tell me he didn't. Oh, he did. He's currently giving them a live cooking demonstration, with commentary. The bridge crew watched in fascination as Jack Thompson, self-proclaimed space food truck king, enthusiastically explained the multiple uses of kitchen equipment to an increasingly alarmed Tskatik boarding party. And this, Thompson's voice crackled over the open channel, is a commercial-grade pressure cooker. Completely harmless. Unless, of course, you happen to be standing in the wrong place when it's demonstrating its impressive steam projection capabilities. Would anyone like a demonstration? Sir, one of the Tskatik officers could be heard whispering to their commander. He's describing siege weapons. These are siege weapons disguised as food preparation devices. This? Thompson laughed. Nah, this is just Tuesday lunch rush equipment. Now, if you want to see something really interesting, let me show you our spice rack. Ever wondered why humans can eat things that would drop a Xanthari marsh beast? Here, have a sample. The Tskatik commander's voice came through clearly. Retreat! Retreat before he opens any more of those containers. The small red ones are clearly chemical weapons. It's just cayenne pepper, Thompson called after the fleeing boarding party. Come back! I haven't even shown you the industrial mixer yet. Rodriguez couldn't help but laugh. Send a message to the Flying Foodie. Tell Jack that if he needs any backup, we've got a full complement of sports equipment ready to go. Already done. Patel grinned. He says he's fine, but we're invited to dinner. Apparently he's preparing a special pirate deterrent chili in honor of recent events. The incident sparked a new trend among human ships. Cargo manifests began listing increasingly creative non-weapon categories. The Karen's Revenge now included a motivational running enhancement division, Rex and his tennis ball collection, and a rapid climate modification department, engineering's repurposed pressure washers. Even the Galactic Maritime Authority had to admit defeat. Their latest advisory simply stated, in regard to human vessels, if it exists, they can probably weaponize it. Exercise appropriate caution. Also, decline any offers to sample their mild spices. Life settled into a new normal on the space lanes. Pirates became remarkably polite around human ships. The Karen's Revenge gained a reputation for hosting the most exciting self-defense classes in the sector, though the waiting list for Kumar's advanced defensive yoga course grew frustratingly long. And Rex? Rex got his own entry in the ship's manifest. Tactical Morale Officer and Chief of Recreational Pursuit Training. The fact that this title was listed under pet supplies just made it all the more perfect. One evening, as the Karen's Revenge cruised through deep space, Rodriguez sat in her office reviewing new crew applications. The pile of resumes from former pirates seeking career advancement opportunities was getting larger by the day. Captain, Lieutenant Jones poked their head in. You might want to come to the recreation deck. Kumar is teaching a class on improvised defensive techniques using drinking straws, and, well, you should probably see this yourself. Rodriguez smiled and stood up. Some days she really loved her job. Just another day at the office? Jones asked as they walked. Just another day, Rodriguez agreed. Though remind me to update our manifest again. I think we need to add a new category for beverage consumption accessories, combat division. As they reached the recreation deck, they could hear Kumar's voice. Now, remember everyone, a drinking straw is just a very small blow-dart tube that happens to be legally classified as dining equipment. Now, who wants to learn about the tactical applications of paper umbrellas? Attention all personnel. Captain Rodriguez's voice echoed through the Karen's Revenge. Please report to Cargo Bay 3 for an emergency staff meeting. And yes, before anyone asks, you can bring your recreational equipment. The crew exchanged knowing looks as they grabbed their various non-weapons. Something interesting was definitely about to happen. Lieutenant Jones arrived with their trusty baseball bat, now adorned with notches marking confirmed pirate encounters. Kumar carried what appeared to be a new, reinforced yoga mat, now with 50% more restraining capability. And Rex bounded along with his tactical tennis ball launcher strapped to his harness. In Cargo Bay 3, they found Captain Rodriguez standing next to a holographic display of a massive space station. Chief Engineer Patel was there too, absent-mindedly tinkering with what looked suspiciously like a weaponized coffee maker. "Ladies, gentlemen, and beings of indeterminate gender," Rodriguez began. "We have a situation. The Galactic Maritime Authority has requested our assistance with a delicate matter." She gestured to the hologram. "This is Station K9, recently constructed as a joint venture between various species. It was intended to be a showcase of interstellar cooperation. Instead, it's become a haven for every pirate crew we've encountered over the past 6 months." "Including the Silent Stalker crew?" Jones asked, twirling their bat. "Especially them. Apparently they've been sharing their experience with other pirates, but not quite in the way we expected. Instead of warning them away from human ships, they've been running training seminars on human vessel countermeasures." Kumar raised an eyebrow. "They're teaching other pirates how to fight against sports equipment?" "Trying to," Rodriguez smirked. "Their latest course is titled Advanced Defense Against Improvised Human Weaponry. How to Survive When Everything is Trying to Kill You. They're charging quite a fee for it too." "So," Patel spoke up, "I assume we're going to go there and, what, give them a practical exam?" "Better." Rodriguez's grin turned predatory. "We've been officially contracted by the GMA to conduct a security audit of the station. Apparently they need verification that all safety protocols are being properly observed. And by safety protocols, they mean everything. From their cafeteria equipment classification to their janitorial supplies manifest. The GMA is particularly interested in ensuring all potentially hazardous items are properly labeled and stored." The crew's expressions ranged from delighted to downright mischievous. "Now," Rodriguez continued, "we'll be joining forces with several other human vessels for this operation. Jack Thompson's Flying Foodie will be there. He's particularly eager to inspect their kitchen facilities. We'll also have backup from the Gym Rat, a human vessel that officially operates as a mobile fitness consultation service." "Isn't that the ship staffed entirely by former Olympic athletes?" Kumar asked. "The very same. Their Javelin team is particularly looking forward to this assignment." Rodriguez pulled up another hologram, this one showing the station's interior layout. "Our mission is simple. Conduct a thorough inspection of every deck, ensuring all equipment is properly classified according to the new human safety standards. If we happen to discover any pirates in the process," she shrugged, "well, we'll just have to give them a practical demonstration of proper equipment handling procedures." "What about Rex's role?" Jones asked, as the German shepherd perked up at hearing his name. "Ah yes, Rex has been officially designated as our Recreational Chase Activity Coordinator. The GMA specifically requested his participation after reviewing our previous mission footage." Rex barked happily, his tail wagging at maximum speed. "We dock in 6 hours, Rodriguez concluded. "Until then, I suggest everyone review their non-lethal recreational techniques. Kumar, perhaps you could organize a quick refresher course on defensive origami." "Of course, Captain. I've been working on a new technique involving paper airplanes and the ship's ventilation system." As the crew dispersed to prepare, Rodriguez called out one final reminder. "Oh, and remember, according to our official mandate, this is just a routine safety inspection. So please try to look surprised when the pirates inevitably do something that requires a vigorous demonstration of our recreational equipment." Patel lingered behind, still fiddling with the coffee maker. "Captain, about this new modification I've been working on. Let me guess, still classified as beverage preparation equipment?" "Technically, yes, though I doubt anyone ever intended a cappuccino machine to achieve escape velocity." Rodriguez patted the engineer's shoulder. "That's what I've always appreciated about you, Patel. You think outside the box. Way outside the box. Possibly in another dimension entirely." As she headed back to the bridge, Rodriguez couldn't help but smile. Somewhere on Station K9, a group of pirates was about to learn that attending seminars about human improvised weapons was very different from experiencing them firsthand. And this time they'd even paid for the privilege. "Attention Station K9, this is Captain Rodriguez of the Karen's Revenge, requesting docking clearance for our scheduled safety inspection." She managed to keep her voice perfectly professional, despite Rex's excited tail wagging next to her command chair. There was a noticeable pause before the response came. "Karen's Revenge?" The station controller's voice cracked slightly. "The same Karen's Revenge that recently conducted several successful demonstrations of recreational equipment handling? Yes, that's us. We're here on behalf of the Galactic Maritime Authority. I believe you received the notification?" Another pause, longer this time. filled with muffled voices and what sounded suspiciously like things being hastily packed. "Docking clearance granted." The controller finally responded, their voice resigned. "Though I feel compelled to inform you that many of our educational consultants have suddenly requested emergency leave." Educational consultants? Lieutenant Jones mouthed silently, trying not to laugh. "How unfortunate," Rodriguez replied, "though I'm sure the remaining staff will be more than adequate for our inspection needs. Oh, and please be advised that we'll be joined by the Flying Foodie and the Gym Rat. Standard safety inspection protocols, you understand." A sound that might have been a whimper came through the comm. As the Karen's Revenge approached its assigned docking port, they could see the Flying Foodie already secured on the other side of the station. Steam was dramatically venting from its custom-modified exhaust ports, making it look like a rather aggressive food cart preparing for battle. "Captain," Patel called from engineering, "you might want to see these scanner readings. I'm detecting a lot of movement inside the station, mostly heading toward the escape pods." "Really?" Rodriguez feigned surprise. "How strange. Kumar, perhaps we should begin our inspection with the evacuation protocols. For safety purposes, of course." "Of course, Captain. I've prepared my yoga mat for emergency rapid response stretching exercises." The docking procedure went smoothly, though the welcoming committee was notably smaller than protocol would suggest. In fact, it consisted of exactly one very nervous-looking Tiskatak official clutching a datapad like a shield. "Welcome to Station K9, they chittered, antennae twitching. "I am Administrative Assistant Keztik. I've been volunteered to escort you during your inspection." "Excellent!" Rodriguez beamed. "Let's start with your recreational facilities. I hear you've been conducting some fascinating training seminars." Keztik's antennae drooped visibly. Just then, Jack Thompson's voice boomed through the station's comm system. "Attention all personnel. The Flying Foodie will be conducting mandatory food safety demonstrations in the main cafeteria. Today's special: 5-alarm chili with a side of defensive condiment application techniques. Attendance is strongly encouraged." This was followed by an announcement from the Gym Rat. "Free fitness evaluations now available in the main gymnasium. Special focus on cardiovascular enhancement through motivated running exercises." "Well," Rodriguez smiled at Keztik. "Shall we begin? Rex is particularly excited about inspecting your ventilation systems." The German Shepherd barked happily, tennis ball launcher at the ready. What followed was perhaps the most thorough safety inspection in galactic history. Every deck, every room, and every suspicious-looking cargo container was carefully evaluated for proper classification under the new human safety standards. The Pirates training facility was quickly reclassified as a Human Cultural Appreciation Center, after Kumar demonstrated why yoga wasn't just about flexibility. The makeshift weapons they'd prepared specifically to counter human sporting goods were logged as recreational training aids and promptly added to the Karen's Revenge's growing collection of exercise equipment. In the cafeteria, Jack Thompson was having the time of his life. No, he could be heard saying. "If you're going to store industrial-grade pepper spray next to the actual pepper spray, you need separate warning labels. Here, let me demonstrate the difference." The Gym Rat's crew had transformed the gymnasium into what they called a motivational parkour experience, complete with improvised obstacles that bore a striking resemblance to standard pirate boarding equipment. The sounds of enthusiastic instruction mixed with desperate panting echoed through the corridors. "And this," Lieutenant Jones was explaining to a group of thoroughly intimidated pirates, "is why baseball bats should never be stored in the same container as plasma containment units. Would anyone like a practical demonstration?" The pirates declined vigorously. Rex, true to his role as recreational chase activity coordinator, was having a wonderful time ensuring that no potential security breach went uninspected. His joyful barking through the ventilation systems caused at least 3 attempted hideouts to spontaneously evacuate. By the end of the first day, Station K9's remaining population had learned several valuable lessons. 1. Human safety regulations were terrifyingly comprehensive. 2. Everything could be classified as sports equipment if you were creative enough. 3. Running a pirate training academy might have been a slight miscalculation. Captain Rodriguez sat in the station's control center, reviewing the day's inspection reports with Keztik, who had developed a nervous twitch whenever anyone mentioned recreational activities. "Just a few more items to address," she said cheerfully. "We'll need to verify the proper classification of all your cleaning supplies. Patel has some fascinating insights about the multiple uses of vacuum cleaners. Then there's the matter of your emergency response protocols. Kumar has volunteered to demonstrate appropriate stretching techniques for rapid evacuation scenarios. Is that really necessary? Kezistik asked weakly. A distant crash echoed through the station, followed by Jack Thompson's voice. Don't worry, that's just the sound of proper pressure cooker safety procedures being enthusiastically observed. Oh, absolutely necessary, Rodriguez assured them. We take safety very seriously. Speaking of which, has anyone seen Rex? He was going to coordinate a station-wide emergency response drill. A series of barks echoed through the ventilation system, followed by the sound of several doors being hastily opened and closed. Ah, there he is, always so dedicated to his work. Day 3 of the Station K9 safety inspection began with an announcement that made even Captain Rodriguez raise an eyebrow. Attention all station personnel. Kiztik's voice echoed through the corridors, sounding suspiciously cheerful. Due to recent safety demonstrations, I am pleased to announce my career change. Effective immediately, I will be joining the Karen's Revenge crew as Assistant Coordinator of Recreational Documentation. Did you approve this? Lieutenant Jones whispered to Rodriguez. Actually no, though I have to admire their initiative. She keyed the comm. Welcome aboard, Kiztik. I assume this means you'll be helping us complete today's final inspection reports? Indeed. I've already prepared several fascinating observations about the creative reclassification of commonplace items. Did you know that, technically speaking, a properly wielded stapler can be... I think they're starting to corrupt our inspector, Kumar observed with pride. The final day of inspection proved to be the most interesting yet. The remaining pirates, having apparently decided that if you can't beat them, you might as well join them, began enthusiastically pointing out potential safety violations in their own equipment. You see, a grizzled Zenthari pirate explained to Jack Thompson, we've been storing our plasma cutters completely wrong. If you adjust the containment field like this, it makes a perfect panini press. Thompson's eyes lit up. Finally, someone who understands proper kitchen safety. Now let me show you what happens when you combine this with a properly calibrated food processor. In the gymnasium, the Gym Rats crew had started an impromptu creative equipment utilization seminar. It turned out that several species had their own interesting interpretations of sporting equipment that even the humans found impressive. You're telling me, the Gym Rats captain said admiringly, that you've been using jump ropes as makeshift grappling lines this whole time? That's beautiful. Have you considered adding some weights for enhanced tactical flexibility? Rex had become something of a celebrity among the station's maintenance staff. His ability to flush out hidden compartments by enthusiastically pursuing tennis balls through the ventilation system was declared revolutionary in the official inspection report. But the real surprise came when Patel emerged from engineering with a group of former pirate technicians, all of them excitedly discussing what they called alternative applications of cleaning supplies, a cross-species study in innovative problem-solving. Captain, Patel announced, I believe we've made a breakthrough in the field of non-traditional equipment classification. Would you like to see what happens when you combine a standard vacuum cleaner with a zero-gravity waste disposal unit? Will it require updating our insurance policy again? Probably. Proceed. By the end of the day, Station K9 had been completely transformed. The former Pirate Training Academy was now officially registered as the Interspecies Institute for Creative Equipment Studies. Their first scheduled course? Advanced Human Safety Regulations. Why everything is potentially a workout tool. During the final inspection review, Rodriguez sat with her crew and their new colleagues, reviewing the changes. So, she addressed the assembled group. To summarize, all weapons have been properly reclassified as sporting goods, maintenance equipment, or kitchen supplies. The training facilities have been repurposed for legitimate safety education. And we've gained... how many new crew applications? 37 at last count, Jones reported, including 3 entire former pirate crews who want to specialize in alternative security consulting. Excellent. Kzitik, your thoughts on the final report? The former administrative assistant's antennae wiggled happily. I've drafted a comprehensive proposal for the Galactic Maritime Authority. We're suggesting a new classification system that acknowledges the innovative potential of everyday items. We're calling it the Humans Were Right All Along About Everything Being Potentially Dangerous Protocol, or HWRAAEBD for short. We might need to work on that acronym, Kumar suggested. Oh, and Captain? Patel spoke up. Remember that coffee maker I modified? The pirates want to market it as a high-velocity beverage distribution system. Completely legitimate use of food service equipment, according to the new guidelines. Of course it is. Rodriguez couldn't help but smile. Well, I believe our work here is done. Though I do have one question. What happened to the original Silent Stalker crew? Oh, them? Kiztik chittered. They've submitted an application to open a franchise of the Flying Foodie. Something about wanting to explore the defensive applications of pastry throwing. As the Karen's Revenge prepared to depart Station K9, now proudly displaying its certification as a human-standard safety-compliant facility, Rodriguez made one final ship-wide announcement. Attention all crew, including our new members. The Galactic Maritime Authority has just approved our proposal for a standardized training program. Starting next month, we'll be conducting regular seminars on the proper classification and use of everyday items. Our first course? Why Your Ship's Manifest Doesn't Need a Weapons section, a practical guide to creative equipment designation. And remember, she added with a grin, as our new station friends have learned, anything can be exercise equipment if you're motivated enough. Isn't that right, Rex? The enthusiastic bark that echoed through the ship's comm system was all the confirmation needed. In the years that followed, Station K9 became famous throughout the galaxy. Not as a pirate haven, but as the go-to destination for those seeking to understand the human perspective on equipment classification. Their most popular course remained Advanced Defense Against Improvised Human Weaponry, though its focus had shifted from countering humans to learning from them. And if you were to visit the station today, you might notice something interesting. Every single item, from the smallest pencil to the largest cargo loader, bears two classification labels, one in standard galactic notation and one with a small addendum. Warning: humans may consider this recreational equipment. The end.